Country Mama, and I want to welcome you to my channel. Today's video is going to be a homeschool video. I'm going to share my third graders curriculum for next year. So I want to just hop on and say hello and welcome before I turn the camera around and show you what all we're doing next year. After looking at it all, I'm a little overwhelmed, so we'll see how it goes and how everything kind of meshes together. We are expecting a new addition to our family in August, so we are going to be starting school pretty early in July, just so we can take, you know, at least 3 weeks off when baby comes and still be out towards the end of May next year, and so we'll still have our summer next year. And so anyway, here we go. So if you have any questions or comments about any of the products in this video, please leave them in the comments below. I would love it if you would like this video and subscribe to see more and be a part of our family here. So I'll hope you enjoy. Thanks. Hello YouTube. It is Amanda at the Country Mama, and I wanted to share our third graders curriculum this year. I've got a lot of like stuff I'm going to use for like our core curriculum, and then I have a lot of extras. I used to teach school, so I have leftover resources. I taught first, second, and fifth. So since my daughter is coming out of second and into third, I have several things that are for grades 2 and 3, and so we use some of them this year, and then we're going to use some of them next year, or just continue through some of them. And let me just show you what we've got. So I've got her schedule here to make sure I try not to forget anything. So this is what we're going to use for our Bible this year. We do a Bible study at night as a family every night, so I decided to switch over and just do a devotion this year instead of a Bible story type lesson. So this is the Word of Life Quiet Time devotional, and so it has activities for each day. And one thing I do like about this is we are using the first, second grade one this year. And then the next one is third and fourth grade, so I figure we'll use this one this year, and then next year she can move into the third, fourth grade one when we finish this one. I like this because my younger daughter is going to be using the early learner one, and from what I can tell is they use the same verses the same day. So since I'll have to read it with my younger one anyway, we can kind of do this at the same time, but they have different activities to do. So that's what we're going to work on this year. For math, I don't have anything to show you because my oldest is going to be moving into teaching textbooks online this year, so she's just going to be using the computer. So really makes no sense to show you a computer. So then we are going to be doing the All About Reading Level 4 this year, so it does come with the teacher's manual. This is the color. I don't know if the color will even, yeah, there's some color in here, but there's the student, this is the consumable, and then the teacher's guide, and 2 readers. So you have Volume 1 is Heirloom Antics, and then Volume 2 is The Voyage, and these are all in color. And so this is our last year doing All About Reading, which is very sad because we've done every level now. So next year I'm going to have to figure out what I want us to do for that, or if I just want her reading. So we are using All About Reading Level 4. Now, while I'm talking about reading, this is where I have some of those additional resources from my classroom days. So I have a few of these. Fact and opinion, context clues, and inferencing. And all of these, they just have like a little paragraph to read, and then like 1 or 2 questions to do to work on some of these skills. So, and they're really short There's only 46 pages. So none of them are too long, but I figure if we try to get, you know, a couple of these in a week, that will be great. Usually with All About Reading, we only do 2 lessons a week, so that leaves me 3 days to kind of fit in some other stuff. I have this one, Teaching Reading Using Picture Books. There's some activities and stuff you can do with this. This is for grades 2 and 3, but I figure I'm going to be reading aloud to my first grader, kindergarten first grader anyway, so I may pick some books out of this and have my older daughter do some of these activities to go with it. Let me hold that one for a minute. And then I have content reading, nonfiction reading, and my daughter doesn't do a lot of nonfiction because All About Reading is all fiction text, and her personal reading choices are usually fiction. So I did want her reading a little more nonfiction. So these are science-based and social studies, and for grades 2 and 3. And again, they have, you know, something to read. And then they have, you know, 5 or 6 questions that go along with it. And then it has word like vocab and stuff to go along with it too. So I do like that. And that kind of gets her some nonfiction reading in that she probably would not choose to do on her own. Okay, so my battery died. This is, I need to back up a little bit. This is our spelling. We're doing Spelling UC Level D Americana this year. I really like Spelling UC. I feel like we need to spend a little bit more time really focusing on our spelling. My daughter just likes to copy in a lot of times and not pay as much attention to actually what she is copying down. So we're working on it. But I do like Spelling UC. I like the fact that it has information. That it's not just a random spelling list. She's actually getting information from these. So I do like that. There is 2 books to this. There's book 1 and book 2. There's a instructor's guide that you can or don't have to get. And then it also comes with, there's a pack of erasable colored pencils in there that you can use with this to mark the spelling patterns. So that's just something I feel like we need to work a little bit more on, is focusing on the spelling patterns. So that's our spelling for this year. Next is vocab. Now, I am a literature teacher at heart. I'm a reading teacher at heart. I absolutely love reading, and I'm trying so hard to instill that into my daughter, and she's not a big reader, so my legs are hurting. So I got this to try to get some vocabulary, because we did not do vocabulary specifically last year. So I got this, and this looked really interesting because it's vocabulary through literature. So it has a lot of good excerpts from some good books. The Chocolate Touch, Ramona Quimby, 100 Dresses, The House with a Clock in Its Walls, Summer of the Monkeys, Sarah Plain and Tall, Martin Luther King Jr., My Life in Dog Years, The Whipping Boy. A lot of good literature is found in here. And then there are, I think, 7 exercises per lesson. And so they read an excerpt from the story, and then they have a word list over here. And then every day they have to go through and write the definitions, which I believe the definitions are all in the back of the book. So what I'm thinking I might do is pull out this dictionary in the back and staple it together or something, so she's not having to flip back and forth all the time, because I don't want to tear it apart. Last year I tore apart my books and put them in file folders, and I don't think I'm going to do that this year. I've got the IKEA desk with the drawers, and I think I'm just going to have everything sorted in the drawers day by day, and we'll use bookmarks for these, and we're just going to do it that way, because I like when I put everything together at the end of the year to have my books together, because right now I have so much stuff just mixed, and yeah, so I want to leave these intact. I don't want to tear them apart. But I'm hoping this goes well. It has the student book and it has the teacher guide. So that's good in that if I like this, all I have to do when my next daughter comes through is just pick up the next level. So, so we're going to see how this goes. And I'm not sure how far up this goes. But I think this is kind of the, I don't know if this is like the second or the third grade. I don't remember. It's been a month or so since I bought it. But I will do a review on this later and let you know how we're liking it and how it's going, because I am really excited about using that one. Okay, we're back again. Alright, so this is writing for my third grader. Last year we used BJU English 2, and I think we have one unit left, like the research part, to finish up on it. And then we're going to work on, it spent a lot of time on the English grammar portion, which I did like, but I didn't feel like she got enough writing time. And I don't feel like she is, she just needs more, she just needs to write more. So we're really going to focus on that this year. We are going to, I've got this one that's writing paragraphs, and it goes through different things. This one and the next one I already had. I did not buy them specifically for this, but that does say grade 2, but it's writing, teaching her how to write paragraphs. And then prompt, plan, and write. So again, this is a grade 2. This is one I already had, but basically it's not just for second grade, but it has a lot of prompts and graphic organizers. There you go. Has a lot of graphic organizers for her to use to plan what she wants to write. And so we can take one of these on Monday and start it and spend the week, you know, writing about that topic. And there's tons of these. So, so we have that. And then this next, I guess, the next two I'm going to do in conjunction with her sister. So we have the draw then write. And so basically it has a bunch of different things to learn how to draw. And there's 3 different levels. So there's like, this is like the first grade, and then this would be the second grade. And then there's like the third grade. So there's like a full paragraph for the third grader to write. So, and there's those 3 levels for every single, okay. So, again, we're going to use the draw then write and then the 50 month by month draw and write prompts. And we may pull this out depending on the time of year, like there's a President's Day, wintertime activities. I've had this one for a long time. The edges are actually yellowing. But there's different ones depending on what we're talking about. There's a summer memory, so that might be something we do for back to school. My kite for windy weather, and these are just kind of fun writing. Writing's not always a favorite in our house, so finding things that are interesting and helpful for them is really great. Alright, really quick for language, I'm going to be doing first language lessons with my younger daughter, and so my oldest will probably sit in on some of that. But in addition to that, since we did so much on English last year, and I feel like she has a really good base and foundation, I'm going to let her just go through this book and use it up. And all it is it just goes through, you know, nouns and sentences and contractions using glossaries and dictionaries. It's just a Common Core language that I already had, and so she's just going to use that one up, and once she finishes this one, you know, we'll continue to talk about those things in her writing, but I really want to focus more on the writing portion. Another thing I got, just because we don't All About Reading doesn't have a lot on poetry. I got this, and I did buy this new, and it has some poems and some activities or questions to go along with them. Just because we've not done a lot with poetry, and I don't want her to come up where she has to take that test at the end of the year and be lost. And poetry can be really good. Some kids really like it, some kids really don't. We've not done a lot of it, so I don't know. I really don't know how she feels about it. I'm going to teach her cursive this year. I'm going to teach, you know, just the basic, how to make her letters and how to connect them and all that stuff, because I've taught it before. And it's, for me, it's easier for me just to teach it than to find some curriculum to do it. But I did get this for after she learns all of her letters, which it does have like letters, and not all. It's hard to find one that I actually like all of the, or that I agree with how they make all their letters. So I'm going to teach her the basics, and then we're going to go through here, and then it has just different things for her to practice writing. And we'll do that. And she'll have some different things to practice for her cursive handwriting that we'll do so many times a week. For social studies this year, last year we did heritage studies, and this year we're going to focus on, I'm doing like unit studies, but because we're doing the Americana in the spelling, I'm going to pull this out and do some different stuff with this. And it is another Evanmore, and it's just U.S. facts and fun, and this is for 1st through 3rd grade. So I think this will just be an interesting resource for her to go through and learn some stuff about our country. And I don't really have a plan for how often we're going to use this, because I do have our kind of weekly lessons mapped out for what we're going to talk about, our topic each week. But that's just an extra resource. For science, we're going to do 4 units. We're going to do a unit on weather, a unit on animals and habitats, plants, and matter. So those are our 4 science units that I am creating this year. But I also have this, it's Science Skill Builders. And so I'm going to pull some stuff out of this for some passages to read, and it does have some hands-on activities and vocabulary and some different things. So this is just a resource that I'm going to pull a few things from. Let's see. Geography. I have the daily geography practice as well as the skill sharpeners. Now, the geography practice focuses really on, specifically on maps, whereas the skill sharpeners kind of goes through different topics. Let me find the, you have, no, it's up there. Globes, extreme weather, like tornadoes, earthquakes, transportation, mountains, rivers, volcanoes, deserts, biomes, and then like human systems. When you move, they design a passport. I mean, there's so many different topics, and this one that has nothing to do with this one. This one is map skills. This one is people and places and the movement of things, and really it goes along with a lot of stuff we're going to be doing in our social studies units. So we are going to use both of these this year because I think both are important. The last things I'm going to show you, I did get my 3rd grader these art kits. They're the museum series. And she is dying to start them. I got 4 of them, but I think one of them is in actually one of her drawers because I needed somewhere to put them. So she has 4 of these, so I'm going to have to space them out through the year so she doesn't use them all on the first day. because she will if I let her. And another thing that I got was the kids typing. This is typing instructor for kids. So there's Mickey's Typing Adventure and the older one. The Mickey one is for ages 5 to 8, which both of my girls can do because they are 5 and 7. My 3rd grader will be 8 at the end of July. And then this, the older one is for 6 to 12-year-olds. So I went ahead and got the bundle. That way if my younger one wants to do it, she can. And then I may start both of them on the easier one and then see how they do, and then I can bump them up to the more advanced as, you know, as I see the need for it. So overall, that is a ton of stuff. Obviously a lot of this is resources that we're not going to be using every single week, but we're going to use, you know, I have our schedule, and I will share our daily schedule in an upcoming video, and I will show you what my kindergarten / 1st grader is going to be doing, because she's going to be doing some 1st and some kindergarten. Because she just turned 5 in March, but she did some kindergarten stuff this year, so some stuff she's ready to move into 1st grade, and then some stuff she's still working through some kindergarten skills. So we kind of just piece that together. So if you have any questions, comments, any review requests or anything, just leave those in the comments below. And I hope you all have a fabulous day. Thanks.